Hello everyone. I wasn't going to make a video on this because I really thought this was going to take longer to come to a head. But the whole doxing situation is ridiculous. Why is this YouTuber allowed to get away with it? Why is this situation allowed to continue when we know that people have been taken off the platform for less? Way less, sometimes with little to no warning. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to love this YouTuber and watch her when I was a bit younger and when I initially started with my account, because she was thrown in my face and I was watching a lot of people like her. She was funny before she went on a thieving spree, and I liked her bubbly personality. But here are the things that I find inexcusable that YouTube appears to be glossing over. First, she went on Instagram and asked her followers if she should go to her nemesis's house. Then, when they inevitably said yes, she goes ahead and does it and scares the poor man and his wife. But not only that, she revealed his address to everyone. So, now all of her fans can go and bang down his door and ask him why he doesn't like her. That is illegal. It is illegal where she is, and it should be illegal everywhere. But even if it isn't, it's internet culture not to do that and to respect that. Even if you know someone's address or personal details, you don't expose it. The one good thing that she has done is expose me to Jacksfilms because he is very funny. I really hope that this situation does not mean that he has to come off the internet for a while or that he has to move house because of her. The thing that annoys me is that she has broken the law and YouTube is not doing anything. If it was anybody else, they would have been taken off faster than you could say Bob's your uncle. But the thing that I don't understand is that they did the same thing to PewDiePie and he was the biggest YouTuber at the time. So are they not punishing her because she's female? Because it's obviously not because she's a big YouTuber, because they didn't deal with Felix in the same way. They got rid of EDP and he was big, and they've got rid of many YouTubers who have done way less. Russell Brand to this day has not been remonetized. I always thought that innocent until proven guilty was a thing, but apparently not on YouTube. If there's even a sniff that you could be bad, then they will get rid of you without asking any questions. And you know that I hate double standards, because they would demonetize or remove someone who is big, as we saw with PewDiePie. They punished him quite severely for a joke, but yet she has broken the law and they've just taken away her monetization temporarily. On a real note, I hope that Jack is okay and that he and his wife do not have to move because of this situation. I hope this does not put him off being on the platform, because he is actually very good at what he does and I have just found him, and it would be awful to have to just find him only to have him leave the platform because of what this woman did. No one should have to go through what he did. And I don't know if he has kids, but if he does, they should not have to go through this either. She is lucky that I live in England, because if she had done that to me, Jack would be coming out and asking her what on earth she's doing. I also hope this does not take a toll on his mental health, because I think people forget this. Behind every comedic moment there is a human being that wrote that joke to make it funny, and the class clown, which might make everyone laugh at school, might go home and be depressed. So I think we need to sometimes remember that yes, we are YouTubers on here, but we are also human beings at the end of the day. We all have our own issues, and that doesn't excuse what she did, but it makes me think carefully. When you idolize someone or love someone because they're amazing at what they do and how much you think they're brilliant at what they do, remember, they might idolize you, they might think you are the best, or they might be going through their own issues, so be nice. The reason it annoys me is because basically YouTube isn't doing anything, and the reason that they're not doing anything is because he has 4 million subscribers and she has 34 million subscribers, and that is ridiculous. If YouTube was going to do this fairly, then they would not matter on the size, but they are looking at her as a cash cow, and it is not good, and they can make money off all the other ones, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, and all the other big ones. And these ones are sticking to the rules, but they're not 100% family friendly, and she is, so they don't want to get rid of her. But if she turns out to be a criminal, what are they going to do? Turn a blind eye? Sometimes you need to see past the dollar signs, because it won't hurt YouTube monetarily if they stop working with this YouTuber, but it will hurt their reputation if they don't make a point of actually doing something besides temporarily suspending her. And I think YouTube was probably going to make the argument that, well, this could have been a prank and we still allow pranks on our platform. It doesn't matter if it's a prank if it harms another human being. It doesn't matter if you're going to say it was off-platform, because you've taken people off your platform for what they did on your platform before. Are we going to wait until someone from her audience decides to come to his house and attempt to turn into soil because their queen was affected by how he makes his jokes? And then she had the audacity to say that she doesn't know what doxing is. Woman, I am thick, thicker than the snow in Canada, and denser as well, and I know what doxing is. If you're on the internet, you know what it is, and even if you've never heard the word, you still know the concept of exposing someone's address to damage their safety is illegal. And I know that her argument is that his address was online, so it's there for everyone to see. You know what? Everyone's address is online for everyone to see, because we are all there to have the option to vote and pay taxes and other things. But there is a difference between having it there so we can have the option to vote, and having it there so that you can take advantage and have your fan club come and take advantage of this situation. And I love the fact that YouTube is not doing much, because she brings in loads of money. But YouTube is so quick to get rid of people who break the law. However, she has broken the law in her state, and yet she still has a platform. Taking away her monetization for a month or a week or whatever will not do anything to her. And saying, oh, I don't know what doxing is, and then posting on her Instagram that if she and her sister turn up to your house, what are you doing? That is making light of the situation, and it makes the situation worse. If YouTube excuse this behaviour, especially considering her criminal behaviour before, they are saying that it is okay to take revenge on people like this as long as it's off YouTube. That is a very dangerous line to cross. I see it like this. If I have a friend and they are doing things under my roof, then yes, that makes me culpable. However, if they do things that are illegal and then try to come and hide from the police under my roof, I'm not going to shelter them, because then I will be culpable for holding them from justice. If I let them in, then I'm saying that I find what that person did is acceptable to me, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think that also makes me an accessory after the fact, which means that I could get time as well. Because she is considered pretty and family friendly, nothing is being done, but we know that there is a possibility that someone from her community is unhinged. Are we really going to wait until it's too late to do something? Are YouTube really going to wait until it's too late to do something? And another thing that irritates me is the fact that they're victim blaming Jack as well, by saying that their behaviour on both sides was wrong. No, YouTube. Making a parody of someone's bad behaviour is not illegal. What she did was, and if we're going to make the argument that what she did was off-platform, what about Elliot Rodger? He did a very horrible crime, and he made his feelings known on his YouTube channel, and he warned all women about the day of retribution and all that jazz. I know, because I actually got his video in my recommended. Yet when he carried out his plan, YouTube got rid of him so fast because what he did was illegal and dangerous. Is it because he's a man? I'm not saying he should have stayed on the platform, but I think the same energy here is needed. He goes out and sends his notifications to his audience, threatens all women, evil laugh, end of video. Why was he removed but she gets to stay? He did something illegal and ended up turning himself to soil, and they removed him so quickly, and she could genuinely end up with Jack getting hurt, and yet here she is. Why did they get rid of him? Because what he did, even though it was off platform, was bad and illegal and should not have been done. Not at all, and certainly not on YouTube's platform. Now, she may have meant this as a joke, but actions have consequences, and this could result in a dangerous situation. But she's not apologising or backtracking, and the apology that she gave looks like it was written by ChatGPT. YouTube is acting like they've got the eldest child, the middle child, and the youngest child, and she is the youngest child. The eldest children always get the rap. The middle children are the ones that are always ignored, and then you have the youngest children that can get away with everything. It's not fair. And the parents will always say things like, oh, they'll learn. They'll never learn if you don't discipline them fairly and honestly. And I've dealt with a lot of youngest children, and some of them have that mindset even though they're like 36, 37, 38, because they were always told that they'll learn and they'll grow out of it. Favoritism is real, but you can't have it as a business, because if you favour creators, however bad they are, even though they are doing something wrong because they give you money, then if a criminal wants to get away with doing something, all they have to do is pump money into the organisation that they're doing wrong to, and YouTube says that there's been wrong on both sides, which there hasn't. Making a joke of someone is not wrong or illegal. You don't have to agree with the joke, as I've already said in my video about Isaac Butterfield, but it's not illegal. In fact, Jack gave credit to the people that she did not, so I do not see where he is in the wrong. This is just dumb and stupid on their part to wriggle out of this situation. The final thing I want to say on this is the whole Omegle situation and the way that she was with those children. Is YouTube really going to ignore that as well? Because if it had been Jack, they would not have ignored it. They would have chucked him off the platform faster than you could say, whoosh. I know the argument's going to be that she didn't show anything to them, but it's still wrong what she did, and I don't know if it's illegal where she is, but it should be. Oh, one more thing. Keep your internet beef on the internet. Don't take it into the real world, because that is when things go wrong. Have we learned nothing from hip-hop culture? If you're still here, then you're handsome, and you're beautiful, and you? Well, I'm speechless. I'll let you know next time I see you. Over to the pets. Hello all, this is Sylvie. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more. Hey everyone, my name's Bonjo. If you enjoyed yourself, then give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and if you had fun, then comment down below and let my mum know who is your favourite comedian.